welcome back to another video of H&H Express model and scale trains. Today we're going to start a new series, and the series is all about the train station. So here we have the train station, and the train station itself has 4 tracks. Currently the power to the track is controlled by these switches, and it is connected to one transformer. But I would like to have that changed. Also, it needs to have some sensors built in to detect the train and the location. So for example, that a train will stop over here before it leaves off the track. And this is a detection where I put some sensors in the track. So let me bring you up closer, and I will remove the platforms and I'll remove the train station itself, and then we're gonna dive into what I think would be necessary to make this scene complete. So let me move the camera over, and I'm going to talk about the current situation on that train station and the tracks. So here we have the train station. We have 4 tracks. They are numbered 3B, 3A, 11A and 11B, and that is for JMRI. So let me take away those buildings and the platforms so we can see the tracks on itself. So here you have the 4 tracks. These 2 tracks go up northeast, and these 2 tracks go to southwest. The tracks are numbered 3B, 3A, 11A and 11B. That is how I configure them in JMRI, at least as tracks. But at this moment, let me move the cars out of the way. There is no detection here that there is a train. So if I, for example, have this lock, when I move this lock over here, it needs to be detected that the train is standing over here, and I need to manually switch off the power. I would like to have that controlled by JMRI later. So these 4 switches just put power on the track, and they run over one transformer. And if I put power on it, these 2 tracks go up and these 2 tracks go down, because it's the same power supply, but I want to regulate that. And that will be done in a later video. So I need to put some sensors over here that either a train is coming into the track, and here sensors that the train is leaving or entering the track, because this is the entering and this is the leaving section, and this is the entering and this is the leaving section. Now, as mentioned in earlier videos, this section of table over here is positioned on top of the stairway, and I already showed you how I did the wiring for the buildings to go underneath and catch them. But since I lowered the table, I'm not going to rise it up again to put the cables in. But since there will be a platform positioned over here, I can easily run those cables until, for example, here, where they can be dropped, and then run underneath the platform to go into the sensor. So I need to make a sensor position over here. And the sensors which I'm gonna use, well, that I still need to determine. And also, how can I detect that the ICE is, for example, on this track and not on this track, that a regular train is positioned on this track. So let me bring a train down. So for example, that this train is positioned here and not a passenger train. So I need to come up with a solution, because I'm running DC, not DCC, so I don't have any decoders in the trains which can be addressed and where the position can be discovered on the track. So I need to do that on a different way, but that's a whole different story. So for now, what I would like to do is, I would like to see that the train enters here with a sensor and leaves here with a sensor. And the type of sensors which we can use are read relays, are infrared sensors, pulse sensors, etc. So as mentioned, I would like to put some sensors over here for the incoming train and sensors over here for the outgoing train, and also put some sensors over here. And for this I'm gonna put the cables underneath the platforms and then wire them through here so that they fall down to the control board. And the sensors which I'm thinking about using is either a infrared sensor, but these infrared detectors, those are very big, so I bought a pair of smaller ones instead of these. The thing is that this cannot be mounted over here, or it needs to be put under the platform, so I'm gonna put it underneath the table. Or we're gonna use a read relay, but to activate this you need to have a magnet. And I can also use a Hall sensor, which also works on magnet field changes. So, but this one would be the easiest one to put underneath here, for example, so that it fits over there. And then when a train travels and it has a magnet underneath, then a change is detected, a signal is sent to JMRI, there is a train on that platform. And if I want to have that train leave, then the turnout can be switched when controlled by JMRI. So that is what we're going to do in the upcoming videos. We're going to see what type of sensor I'm going to use. So either a read relay, which is used with a magnet, a Hall sensor, which is used with a magnet, or some infrared. The only problem with infrared is they are depending to light, which means that when it's too bright, it could be that the train is not detected correctly. I could also go for an LDR, so light depending resistor. So this is a light depending resistor. I could put that one underneath the track and then use this module where the read relay is to connect the LDR and set the intensity. But the LDR is also light depending, so if there is no light, so in the evening, this would not work. Then the only thing to have it correctly work is shine a light on top of it. For the infrared sensors, well, they work during the night as well, but if it is too bright, they could also cause some issues. So I need to figure out how we're going to do that, and we're going to do that on the computer to test it together with the Arduino. We're going to make it dark and see what the best solution is. So, and that will be in the upcoming series. So first, the positions of the sensors, so that a train comes here, it is detected here, and then the end of the train is detected over here, so that we know, okay, the train travels here, that means that the speed needs to be slowed down, and as soon as it detects over here, the train needs to stop. So that is the idea of that train station. And then I don't have to use these switches anymore to shut down the power. But I will work on that, and I will do put it in a smaller scale on a test bed where I put the sensors on instead of here on the table. And if that works, then we're gonna implement it on the train station. Then the train station itself, because that's another thing what needs to be done. As you saw when I removed it, I have various different forms of platforms. I would like to have a uniform platform so that all platforms are the same. And I have here a main train station building who's standing over here, and I would like to see if I can modify it a little bit. I'm gonna do the same with as what I did with all those buildings. I'm gonna put a lot of lights in. I'm also gonna put a camera in, or maybe a camera over there. Let me grab one of the cameras. So this is a wide angle lens, and I was thinking about putting it over here. Let it stick out over here, and then it can watch that way, and put another camera over here. Since this is a flat cable, it can easily be put in here, and maybe I can extend it to a certain position. So I know that that camera over there, I hope it is still in the view. That one catches these 4 platforms or 4 tracks as well, but I would like to have one over here as well, so I can see trains coming in and going out of the station. So that is one thing what I'm gonna do as well, and maybe I'm gonna put in a camera in the central station building also. Then we're gonna decorate this, so we're gonna finish this. I'm not gonna turn these turnout solenoids around. I'm gonna leave it there because that is easier maintenance. I did that on the train yard, but I already discovered that there are some issues with it. So I need to see if I'm gonna put them on top of it or leave it as they are. So that is for the coming series. So I hope you like what you're seeing in regards to the process of the track and of my whole builds. So the series is to build a train station with sensors to detect trains, and then have it a little bit of automation done to have the train leave or come back. So stay tuned for the next videos to come. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these videos, please consider to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in a next video. Thank you and goodbye.